Welcome back to Melodic Memories of a Lights Monarch. I'm Casey, and what a week it has been. Now, I'm going to jump right into what I want to talk about, and what I want to talk about today, first and foremost, is Black Veil Brides. Yes, one of my favorite bands, and if you guys already know, because it was actually announced a few days ago, they've got a new song on the way, titled Vindicate. New single, comes out March 19th. Literally 3 days away from when I'm recording this, and I am so much more than just excited. I cannot wait. They've been posting clips on all of their socials, and it looks to be that it's going to be a music video alongside the song. Hopefully it's done by George Cotta, as I know they have said in the past when with the Certainty video, the same director, they said that they were going to be working with him for more on this album. So odds are might be another music video from him alongside the band, of course. Even if it's not, regardless, I'm excited. The little clips do look very good, and I'm very intrigued to see what this song is going to sound like with the title Vindicate. Now, if you don't know the song itself, I don't know if I've actually heard it yet, but the clips that they have released, if you were able to pre-order the album a bit ago, actually, on a digital version, you got this kind of amalgamation of 2-minute clips, or a 2-minute clip from the album, a bunch of songs from the album. Sorry if that doesn't make sense, but if you've listened, you know what I'm talking about. But it seems to be that this is going to be a very important song for the overarching story of this album. Like, I know it's not a big concept record, but the theme of the album, this one's going to be one that is very important, just with the name alone, Vindicate. Like, if you know what that word means, you should know. With the past songs we've already heard, it's going to be a very pivotal song for this album. And not only are we getting a song, but I am hoping, crossing my fingers and manifesting, that this means we very well might get the album pre-orders, like proper, being vinyl, CD, whatever else they want to release it on, cassette, who knows, 8-track, probably not, but, you know, we might just finally get the album pre-order and hopefully the album release date. And I only say this because being the song is now the 4th single, I do believe, from this upcoming record, it's about time, especially if they say it's right around the corner. And those albums that I mentioned, or that album pre-order that I had mentioned, said that it comes out May 2026, or at least it ships May 2026. So fingers crossed that it is actually right around the corner. I wish I had more to talk about, like, upon the song, but I have not heard it yet. I have no idea what clip it was in that 2-minute clip segment that I mentioned. Not really sure yet, but I am so excited. Black Veil, they mean the world to me, and it really means a lot that they're finally releasing something after Certainty, because as much as I have been listening to that one, and it hasn't grown stale yet at all, but I just really need a pick-me-up. This week has been a little bit rough. It's been starting off pretty rough anyways, and I would love the pick-me-up, to be honest. So Black Veil, new song, Vindicate, coming March 19th. That is the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about today, aside from Noah Kahan. As anyone knows, if you listened to me before, you know that I really like his music. And Porch Light, which had just came out last week, great song, by the way, I very much enjoy it. Really sad, to be honest, but props to him for releasing that, and I kind of wanted to read a little bit of what he said about the song itself when he released it. Just going to read it off of his Twitter here, and he said, "Porch Light is yours. Wrote this one the first time I met Aaron Dessner, and we knew it had magic in it. I cannot wait for you guys to hear this album. Holy shit." Now, obviously, he didn't have much to say about that. Aaron Dessner did have quite a bit to say about the song itself, which honestly was very heartwarming. I don't have it anywhere to read it, apologies, but I'm sure it is on his Instagram. If you're able to find it, go check it out if you like Noah Kahan. And the thing that I wanted to really touch on, not just Porch Light from the upcoming album, The Great Divide, which does come out very soon, next month, he also finally announced his Netflix documentary. And this is something that I already knew about. I didn't really know details about. I just knew it existed. And he actually posted about it saying, "My life was filmed for a year and a half. It was weird, difficult, and genuinely beautiful to experience. I'm excited for you guys to see it too. This documentary captures so much more than I ever thought the world would see about myself, my creative journey, and my family. I am nervous about it because it's personal and some things I touch on are painful to think about and be reminded of. I remember, though, that anything scary or hard is usually worth sharing with the world. Maybe it will reach one of you in a time when you need it. Maybe you'll see some of your own family in mine. Either way, I hope you love it. Noah Kahan, Out of Body, out April 13th on Netflix." So awesome that we're getting a new documentary from him. Seems like a lot of bands and artists are doing documentaries, be it like Black Veil with their recent documentary, Road to Wembley, Who Cares About Black Veil Brides, and their upcoming making of album, or making of for the upcoming album that Joshua Schultz was able to film for them. And obviously, he's got Boogeyman on the way with Andy and Juliet, which is something I mentioned in last week's episode. If you want to hear more about that, go check out last week's episode. And while you're at it, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Always appreciated, of course. But for Noah Kahan and his upcoming documentary, I'm curious. I personally don't really know much about him. It's not like with Black Veil, where I pretty well know all of the details when it comes to Black Veil Brides. Obviously, I don't know a whole ton, not nearly as much as like Chris may know if you're listening. Hey, Chris, how you doing? But to be honest, with Noah Kahan, I'm curious. I'm curious to really get to know him. I only know him through the music. I don't know his personal life. I don't know anything really else before Stick Season either. So to get kind of an insight, especially before this upcoming album of his that I'm really excited for, I'm looking forward to it. And it just goes to show that there's even more to be excited for this year. Great things are on their way, and I could not be more excited for pretty much everything. Noah Kahan, Black Veil Brides, plenty of other artists that are releasing things that I can't even think of because there's so many. Like, this year is a year full of music, and I guess that kind of goes to show that, yes, music is getting a little bit easier to actually release, and not everyone has to be signed to a label. Not everyone has to have a ton of money to be able to fund their music journey, which is honestly very heartwarming for somebody that wants to kind of delve in themselves, being me. So awesome to kind of see so much influence and inspiration, because it is inspiring to me as just a regular person. So it's awesome. And also, like, not just those two artists that are releasing music, but one that just announced something again today as I'm recording. Death Cab for Cutie, a legendary act. If you know them, they went to When We Were Young. That's when I was able to see them. I remember still watching them and them being like, "We don't really know why we're here because we don't belong here, but let us play our songs for you." I think they do. They're very emo in my mind, but maybe you think they're a different genre. Let me know if I'm completely wrong. But they announced their new album all the same, called I Built You a Tower, with their newest single, Riptides, out now. The album itself comes out June 5th, so not very far at all from its announcement. I'm really excited for it because, again, Death Cab for Cutie, I fell in love with their music quite a few years ago. I didn't get to listen to anything heavily until the When We Were Young came around, back when it was first happening, so a while ago now. Which, side note, crazy to hear that they canceled this year. Not so much canceled the festival in general, but just postponed it. They are waiting a year to actually get things kind of settled, and I don't know if they need more production or more help, or who knows. Maybe there's so much going on this year, they're just like, yo, we need a moment. So props to them for doing that, because obviously it's hard for a company to be, saying no to money. That's almost unheard of. But I know they did it the other year with Sick New World, so I'm not really too surprised. But all the same, Death Cab for Cutie, They've got a new album on the way very soon. Riptides is a new song. I thought it was very good. Let me know your thoughts. But other than that, a couple other new songs that have come out. All Out by The Devil Wears Prada. They have another new song out. What? They just released an album not too long ago. I'm assuming this is just them gearing up for a deluxe version of Flowers. Could be completely wrong. I haven't heard the track All Out myself quite yet, but I will be listening to it probably tomorrow, to be honest. So I'm curious to see if it's going to fit the same vibe. I know the single itself is attached to Play the Old Shit, so it might be a little bit of a step back for The Devil Wears Prada for those old fans that like the old sound of the band. I personally don't really have a preference. I didn't listen to them back then, so I don't have that nostalgia or preference to their old sound. I found them, as most people had, with Color Decay, which is a great album. If you haven't heard it, I'd highly recommend. Flowers has been their subsequent follow-up, so if this is all gearing up for a deluxe version of Flowers, I'm down for it. I never got around to buying the record, so if they do a deluxe version, what better time, honestly, but nothing has been said yet that I know of, so I can't say for sure, but that's at least exciting. And of course, Noah Kahan with Porch Light, I did mention that. Very excited for The Great Divide. Noah Kahan is just an artist that somehow speaks to me in a way that, as much as I do adore music, his music, at least from Stick Season and everything else I have heard, really speaks to me in a way that some artists just can't. And I don't know exactly why that is. I couldn't really put my finger on it because believe me, I have tried to think about it and wonder why, but it's just something that he's able to pull out of me that I don't know. Every time I listen to his music, it just brings out so much emotion, and it reminds me, and this is going to be a very odd comparison, so please bear with me here, but it reminds me of kind of how I feel about My Chemical Romance and the way that they just have so much emotion. Like, you listen to MCR through their whole discography, it just bleeds emotion. So much emotion just bleeds out, and you feel all of it as a listener, and that is a big reason as to why people love them. Like, they have so much emotion in everything they do, in every song, in every performance. And Noah Kahan, I'm not saying it's the exact same kind of emotion, but he's able to pull that out of me personally. So whatever that is, I don't know if I need some more therapy or what, but I really like his music, and I'm excited for The Great Divide, which does come out April 23rd. Very exciting for that. And of course, Arrows in Action. I don't know if anyone listens to them much, but I did have their most recent album on my top 10 of the year last year. Well, now they dropped Stop Talking from a an upcoming deluxe version of their album that just dropped last year. I think I've heard this before, and this deluxe version drops the same day as Noah Kahan, April 23rd. So looking forward to that. Not nearly as much as The Great Divide, of course, but that's something as well to just kind of be excited about. And also, to jump back to MCR just for a quick second, there's been rumors that they're about to do something with, like, theater, which is super cool. Not gonna lie, it's super cool. I don't know if I would ever have the chance to see it. I don't know if it's gonna be like a Broadway production or what, but they're doing something with theaters, like musical theaters, not movie theaters, at least I don't think. Pretty sure it is like theaters. So that'll be really cool. MCR, anything they do, really, anytime they do anything, is always something to be looked at and watched, because they are experts of their craft and they know exactly what they're doing every single time. The intricacies is crazy with them. But to get back to the new releases here, Call Me Charisma released Fuck Fight. He's an artist that I kind of have a love-hate. I can't even say love because I don't love any of his music, but like-hate relationship, I guess. Like-dislike. Some of his music is a little bit too vulgar for me, just in the sense of like sexual tension and such, which props to anyone that likes that kind of stuff. It's just not exactly my cup of tea to listen to day to day. I'm definitely more of the sad kind of, sad music, sad boy shit, if you will, for lack of a better term. That kind of term even makes me cringe, so apologies for saying it. But this new song seems to be kind of in line with that hypersexual, that stuff. I haven't heard it myself, but it is here on my release radar. And just kind of some things that I wanted to share because it's what I'm going to be listening to this coming week when I have the time. Obviously, Black Veil is the one I'm most excited for. God, I cannot wait. Anytime Black Veil releases a track, I just can't help but find it just pure gold. And they are going to save me from what is honestly a very, very tiring week to come. Apart from all the music news, sports. I know I talk about that from time to time, and obviously I need to mention it because I mentioned it in the last episode. World Baseball Classic didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. Unfortunate, right? But was expected. Team Canada, they did fall to the United States in the quarterfinals. Big sad for me, but congrats to the US. I know that baseball means a lot to them, and I'm not going to take that away. It sucks that Canada just continuously gets crushed by the United States in sports, at least has been for the past year. If not longer. I can't speak for the complete past because I probably have blocked it out at this point, but we didn't get through the World Baseball Classic, but Team Canada did make history in being the first Team Canada for a World Baseball Classic to ever make it past round one. Which that fact alone kind of made me believe, yeah, Canada isn't very good. We're probably not going to make it very far. But they did impress me. I was actually very impressed that we made it to the quarterfinals, that we made it, decently enough against the United States. Like, yes, we didn't have it super close game by any means, but we held our own. At least we didn't get blown out. And that is a plus because I believe last time they played the States in the World Baseball Classic, we got the mercy rule, which sounds awful. I personally don't know what entitles the mercy rule to be put into play. But the fact that it can't be good for Canada, at least. So great things, at least for Team USA. They made it all the way to the finals, I do believe, or at least the semis. They beat Dominican Republic in the semis, so I believe next stop is the finals, if I'm not mistaken. So congrats to them and whatever team they're facing. It should be a great game because honestly, it's best on best. That is what you want in sports, right? Like best on best. And speaking of best on best, the NHL, they have announced in 2028, we are getting the World Cup of Hockey back. It's going to be in Czechia and both Albertan cities, both capitals. So places I might be able to go see, not the Czechia location, but it's coming to Calgary and Edmonton. Edmonton for the semis and finals, and I believe the other pool of whatever teams are going to be playing in this are going to be playing in Calgary. So that's very exciting. I don't know if I'll be able to make the trip to Calgary to see it, but God, I would love to see best on best hockey. I know that the Olympics, yes, it's still fresh in my mind. It is very upsetting that Canada lost against the United States. I know, again, I'm not trying to take anything away from the United States win. They won. It is what it is. I have to accept it. It is a part of being a sports fan. You're never going to be happy 100% of the time, but it's exciting. We're going to get another best on best tournament soon. Maybe redemption for Team Canada. Who knows? Won't count those chickens until they hatch, but I'm excited because it's something that I might be able to go to. And if I get any chance to go see it, oh, you bet your ass I'm going. It's probably going to be ridiculously expensive because it's the NHL, and they know how to price gouge, as many companies do, but I want to be there. I want to experience something like that at least once in my life. Best on best hockey live. That would mean the world to me. If Canada won, it would mean even more, of course, but whatever happens, happens. I just want to see it. I just want to see those guys on the ice, and hopefully it is a more better, with lack of a better term, but a better Team Canada than we got at the or rather at the Olympics. And that'll be hard to do because at the Olympics, our Team Canada was very, very good. But there were some key players that weren't on the team. And granted, you can't have every great Canadian on Team Canada because there isn't enough room. But they can make some different choices here and there, especially with John Cooper, the coach of Team Canada for the Olympics. With him being such a poor sport when we lost to Team USA, like, granted, he didn't do anything super bad, but just kind of blaming the fact we lost was on the 3-on-3 overtime for the final. Yeah, it sucks that the, gold medal game was decided in overtime 3-on-3 because that kind of takes away the point of the game, like the team portion of the game, because 3-on-3 isn't really much. But at the same time, if Canada would have won that, he wouldn't have said that. So makes you kind of wonder, like, why are you being a sore loser, dude? Like, just say congrats and this is something you think they should do rather than blaming it on that, Kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, so hopefully they get a different coach next time, but if they don't, I guess. Fuck, I don't have any control in that. I'm just giving my 2 cents, but something that's exciting is World Cup of Hockey is coming back. Nothing really to be announced about it other than the event itself, but I'm excited. I hope I get to go come 2028. I would love to. So very much love to. But we'll see if I get lucky enough to be able to not only have enough money to purchase whatever that cost is going to be, but also have the time to go because I would, again, love it. And speaking of the Olympics, rather the Paralympics, that's now said and done. Team Canada did pretty good in the Paralympics as a whole, but the hockey team did fall to the United States again, which honestly, I believe this is the first time a team has ever, or rather not a team, a country, has ever won all of the hockey things, like the trifecta, I think they called it, the women's hockey, the men's hockey, and the Paralympic hockey. Kind of upsetting for me as a Canadian fan. Obviously, I'm going to be upset. I have the right to be. But I'm not taking that away from the United States. They won. They did it. And congrats. It sucks as a Canadian fan, as I said before. But for all the American hockey fans, hopefully this is an inspiration for them to, become great hockey players, become great goalies. Like, whatever the case, whatever sport you're in, or even if you're not even into sports, it just is an inspiration for you because your country's doing good. And it's nice to have your country doing something good when there's so much bad being said about it day after day after day. And I'm not here to touch upon any of that nonsense because I wouldn't even know exactly where to start. But it's something that I don't condone, and I'll leave it at that. But regardless, this is something good that the United States can take the wins and hopefully become better. Not just as players or as a team, but as a country and as people, because they definitely could use some of that. And that's not everyone over in the United States. I know Crystal, she's from there and she's very nice, very polite. And I know that exists everywhere. There's always bad and there's always good, but hopefully this brings out some more good out of everybody, because good makes the world go round and makes the world a less shitty place. So just, be good. Now, let me get off my high horse and say, yeah, Team Canada lost and it does suck. Not our year for sports at all. And now I'm just kind of banking on the Oilers, hoping that they can pull something off that I don't believe they will. I think they'll make it a decent way if they really push, but I don't see them winning the cup with the team they've got. With their whole winning and losing, winning, losing, their goalie issue, all of this. I don't know if they're going to make it this year, but regardless of what happens, it's going to be a good playoff season because that's coming around the corner. Alongside the Blue Jays, they're starting on the 27th of March, I believe, which is Paul's birthday. Happy birthday, early birthday to you, buddy. Going to be, celebrating with him, of course, probably watching the game with him too. But exciting things, not only for sports, but music and just life in general. I'm trying to keep on the bright side of things and look towards the light rather than the dark, because I'm kind of tired of just constantly, you know, being brought down, I guess. But on a really light note, actually, my buddy James, I talked about him a while ago. I got to see his performance. He plays bass. He likes to play bass anyways. But now he's doing something with his wife called Butterfly and Boots. It's something in the local area where I live, and it's them playing children's songs for kids to inspire them and get them involved and get them ready, for music, to try to inspire the next generation of artists. And that's something I just wanted to mention because, like, yes, you might not be able to hear about any of that from wherever you're listening, but I like the fact that it's just so innocent. It's so heartwarming to be like, they're doing this in a time that, art is needed. When AI is trying to take over everything and destroy the literal art form of music, amongst many other art forms, but just to focus on music for this moment, it's really inspiring. And I honestly, props to him and his wife, Kathy. Like, I don't really have many words to say about it other than I'm happy that he's doing it. I'm impressed and honestly inspired. It's lovely. And a lot of people might kind of look at that as, oh, as an artist, you're stepping down from making proper music because, oh, you can't make kids things or else, it doesn't have any merit. It doesn't warrant it to exist. You don't need to put effort in. But with the effort I've seen him and his wife put into this so far, as it's just in the beginning stages, they're writing songs and doing such, it's honestly really, really cool. And I hope that if anyone listening by some chance is wanting to create, be it for kids, be it for adults, regardless, just do it, because honestly, the world can use a little bit of art and love and passion, because passion is something that is lacking a lot. And especially, again, in the age of AI, passion will separate the art from the AI, in my opinion, but that's just me. Now, to wrap things up here, just quick, I wanted to mention Fall Out Boy. They've got some demos circling the internet. I don't know a whole bunch about them because I haven't really listened to them myself, but it seems to be like they just keep on coming. So keep your eyes out for that. Maybe we'll get Fall Out Boy acknowledging it and releasing them in a way that everyone can hear them in like an official way. But it's something that is pretty exciting all the same. And this coming week, at least next week, I'm going to be seeing the Goo Goo Dolls and Dashboard Confessional in Edmonton. So I'm excited for that. I still need to go through and properly listen to more Goo Goo Dolls. I only really know their singles. And Dashboard Confessional, the one that I really, really know, of course, is their song from Shrek 2 soundtrack. Name is escaping me at this moment, but cannot be more excited to hopefully get that. I doubt they'll play it, but I'm excited to finally get Iris from them. I know I mentioned it when I seen MGK and him and Julia Wolf sang it live, but now I'm going to get it from the band that it came from. And that is something that means a lot to me because that song means a lot to me. I hold some memories to that song, Iris in particular, and to be able to let it out in such a visceral, live way, I need it. I'll put it that way. I need it. I have actually thought about selling these tickets, and I just can't bring myself to do it. I question, should I go? Do I deserve to go? Like, would this be better for another fan? And it's not like not like the show's sold out by any means, but just knowing what that one song means to me and how much I do enjoy the other songs I have heard, not only from Goo Goo Dolls, but Dashboard also, makes me think that I'm making the right choice about going. And I'm honestly excited. More live music, can't go wrong, but it'll be a good trip. And I'm hoping for the best. So wish me luck. And I wish you all luck with the upcoming week and anything else. I know that this week's podcast was a little bit all over the place. I wasn't exactly incredibly prepared, so apologies. But hopefully y'all enjoyed it. And if you did, let me know at Lights Monarch on all socials. Give me a follow. And again, comment down below with what you're most excited for upcoming releases, what you might think of the new Black Veil song if it's already released at the point you're listening, because again, March 19th, very soon. And exciting things around the corner. So I'll be back next week to talk about some more. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for discovering the music within.